Welcome aboard New York citywide ferry system, which, believe it or not, has only been around since 2017. It's a hit with locals and tourists alike, with 7 routes crisscrossing the city's many waterways. And the unobstructed views are absolutely magnificent. But why does the city only have this network now? And is this thing fast enough to get me to my bus on time? The only way to find out is to go for a ride. Our story begins on Staten Island, where I've just finished filming last week's video. I am on the Staten Island Railway, having just finished filming my video. And Avery is here too, although we'll be parting ways shortly, sadly. But I have an R bus back to Philly at 6:15. It is currently, what time is it?
4:37.
So to get from here at Great Kills to my R bus by Hudson Yards, I need to first, of course, take the Staten Island Railway to St. George. But then I'm going to be taking the New York City Waterway from there to Midtown, skipping the Staten Island Ferry, skipping the subway.
It's called the New York City Ferry.
Caleb didn't do his research. Yes, to straighten out my confused past self, New York City has a lot of ferry systems. The Staten Island Ferry is the most famous, with big orange boats connecting Lower Manhattan and Staten Island. New York Waterway is a ferry company that connects several points in Manhattan with several in New Jersey. And the city-run NYC Ferry system connects various points within the city using smaller watercraft. My route today will take me from the St. George Ferry Terminal north to Battery Park City, then onwards to Midtown 39th Street. My R bus back to Philly boards a few blocks inland from there. So here at St. George, we are joined by Toby Pannone.
Hello, long time no see.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years.
I know, it's crazy.
Check out his channel.
Yeah, check me out. Link in the description, card, something like that.
I love these doors. They're like the entrance to the kitchen, you know?
Yeah, it looks so sterile and so not public usage.
Very last tap for the day.
I had to take the orange boat.
Cool.
Switching to the one back to Penn Station to catch my Montauk Branch train.
Alrighty, well, thank you for joining us.
Yep.
I'll say goodbye off camera, for real. Avery will be enjoying a trip out of the St. George Ferry Terminal building, but Toby and I don't get that luxury. So over here, you can see the Staten Island Ferry Terminal, which has things like indoor heating and indoor space, period. And then over here is the New York City Ferry Terminal, which is a floating barge anchored to a bunch of posts in the middle of New York Harbor. Here's the departure board. You can see there's one coming in 16 minutes. The Staten Island to Midtown route runs roughly every 30 to 45 minutes, 7 days a week, with the first weekday ferry leaving St. George at 6:05 a.m. and the final one departing at 8:48 p.m. Here's the ticket machine. One way is $4.50. There it is.
You can go through that whole process, or they have it on the app, which is same price, very easy, and I actually quite like their app. You know, it's well designed, good tracker, and years ahead of the MTA's app.
There goes the Staten Island Ferry, heading back to Manhattan. Avery's on board that one. Goodbye, Staten Island. It's been real. Enjoy the pizza. So here's the barge. It's got the same departure screen. It's also got some timetables. And it's got 2 different ramps here. Do you know if those are for 2 different boats or if it's for the same boat?
No, 2 different boats. I mean, I assume here they don't really use it, but this is a standardized design for every single pier that they use, or almost every single pier that they use. So, you know, if they have to tow this one somewhere else, they can actually dock 2 boats at the same time.
I see. So here's the system map. As you can see, our route from St. George to Midtown West is completely isolated from the rest of the system. Soon enough, our boat pulls into the dock, flashing its docking lights. Passengers disembark, and we board. The ferry's interior contains 3 rows of seats, with a small cafe behind them. You can also stand on the back of the boat, or climb up and sit on the open-air top deck. Our boat, Atlantic Compass, is a second-generation T-class river-type vessel, built in 2017. Pushing back.
Pushing back. You airplane fan, you.
Oh, is that not what you say for boats?
I actually don't know what it's called, but pushing back feels like such an airline phrase to me.
Well, I like airlines. This is such a beautiful view, guys. The GoPro is not doing this justice. If you are ever in New York City and you have half an hour and $4.50, you need to take the NYC Ferry at night.
Next stop, Battery Park City.
Once we're a safe distance from shore, the engine kicks in and we're off, quickly picking up speed. This feels much faster than the larger Staten Island ferry I rode earlier on this adventure. But of course, when you're in a smaller vessel, you're going to feel the waves a bit more. Another ferry passes us, and I realize I never really understood the expression ships passing in the night until now. We reach the Statue of Liberty, a reminder of the many brave immigrants who came here to chase the American dream. Now, Lower Manhattan is dead ahead, with Jersey City off to our right. We pull up next to Battery Park City, which Toby tells me is built on reclaimed land from the building of the original Twin Towers. Never forget. Per the Colgate clock, I have 29 minutes until my bus leaves for Philadelphia. Toby, do you think I'm gonna make it?
Well, I am gonna tell you that you better make it, because I'm leaving you here at Battery Park. You better make it.
Goodbye, Toby. It's been nice. Battery Park City serves several ferry services, including the Liberty Landing Ferry, New York Waterway, Sea Streak, and sightseeing boats. Then we're pulling out to head up the Hudson towards Midtown. So why does New York have a citywide ferry system, and why only now? Well, intra-city ferries have been part of life in New York since it was called New Amsterdam, but with the advent of bridges and tunnels, their popularity declined. New York City's decision to bring them back en masse in the 2010s was inspired in part by the success of the New York Waterway, as well as a few different isolated routes that Wikipedia identifies within the city proper. The first was a fast ferry launched from Staten Island to Midtown in early 1997 on the same route that we're now on. This proved popular until the New York City Department of Transportation made the slower Staten Island ferry fare-free in the summer of that year, and the route was canceled due to low ridership the following summer. Over a decade later, New York Waterway began a ferry operation up and down the East River in 2011, quickly exceeding ridership expectations. The next year, when the A train sustained heavy damage from Hurricane Sandy, Sea Streak began a fast ferry service from Manhattan to the Rockaways, and this also proved popular. These latter two ferries provided real-world data to a city already curious about launching a citywide ferry network, and in 2017, the city rolled out the New York City Ferry, with the return of the Staten Island Fast Ferry in 2021, thanks to Staten Island Borough President James Otto. In 2024, the ferry system moved a record-breaking 7.4 million people, myself included. Ferry is running late. We're kind of stalling outside the dock here, so I'm not really sure what's going on, but I currently have 11 minutes till my bus leaves. Google Maps estimates it will take 13 minutes to walk from the dock to the bus. I anticipated this, so I'm going to run for it. I'm not the fastest runner, so we'll see how this goes. Thank you. Okay, here we go. I made it. Struggle was worth it. The end.